Myself making a TikTok, so bear with me for a second while I set this up, okay? But I'm about to open this hive and I'm going to discuss, well, let's just say the power of the mind, the body, and the spirit, and what we are capable of, and what could be holding us back. And yeah, for some reason I have a bunch of followers on TikTok and it's just fun. I just love it. It's, short and sweet, quick, kind of like what society is today. And yeah, I want to help unlock some of the codes. I want to help put smiles on faces. Because to me, your smile is your superpower. So here we go. I'm going to just set up this camera situation. I'm using my fancy phone for the TikTok. But yeah. Now this hive has a tendency to get a little shitty. So it's not why I picked it. I just picked it because it's easy. But I generally approach all hives in the same way. I smoke myself first, which I did that already. And then I slowly allow the sunlight to come in. So I cracked the seal and then, I slowly open it up. Because I really don't want to disturb them at all, but for some reason, we put bees in boxes and we harvest the honey. And whatever your reason for doing it, it's not necessarily mine. That doesn't mean your version of what you're doing is right and mine is wrong. It doesn't mean there's any sense of competition, but if you want to see things as a competition, well then, at least see it as it breeding excellence. At least seeing the way that I do something versus the way that you do something is bettering your opportunity, your knowledge, either learning from me one way or the other, learning from my mistakes. I don't care how you perceive me, per se, but what I do care is that you're feeling love and that you're happy. So please do what makes you happy. Now, a lot of you need to figure out what that is. And that's okay too. Take your time. That's probably the biggest thing that I had to learn is I thought that everything that I was doing was exactly what made me happy. But I started to become unhappy. How could that be? And the research, all the research that I've done recently has led me to this point. And that is your gut and your brain are in constant communication. And the bees led me here. About 6 years ago, I started to see that bees needed mushrooms. They needed structured water, and they needed fermentations. And people would say, well, doesn't fermented honey make bees sick? Or, things like that. And of course, if you're just going to feed them a bunch of fermented honey at one time, it's probably not a good idea. Like if you're going to consume lactobacillus, make sure you don't consume a whole bunch of it. But if you're having a daily regimen of lactobacillus, like first thing in the morning, a little bit towards the afternoon, and a little bit at night, then that lactobacillus is going to just search for all kinds of sugar in your body. And it's going to eat it. And it's going to turn it into energy. And, structured water is almost like a filtration system. And so that's where I'm going to start this video. Is I'm going to talk about some things, some very important things that I feel as humans we need to be consuming. And it doesn't matter where you get it. So we get into that competition thing. I'm making my own now, just because I feel like being self-sustainable is sort of, I don't know. I don't really have goals, but I do notice that I have some sort of ambitions, and being able to sustain myself solely without having to spend some sort of idea of currency besides my love. Like I feel like my love is a currency, and I would love it for that to be the only currency in the world. Call me a dreamer. It's okay. So my point being is structured water, living water, is sort of the same thing as sugar. Okay, so no, don't get the wrong idea there. I meant the way that I'm comparing it. Now I want you to see this. So structured water is living molecular power, right? And then sugar, okay, if it's processed, heavily processed, bleached, and all that other stuff, then it's dead. So the molecular makeup needs to come to life before your body can actually use it for good. So if you're consuming dead molecules, well, your body has to try to make it come to life. Well, that's going to take energy. Well, if your body is always taxed on energy, well, now your immune system is experiencing attacks. So that's where I want to go here. All right, my TikTokers. First off, let me say thank you for following. I want to start this video by saying there are things that I think as a whole we need to be consuming. So we have these scares right now, whatever you want to call it, the virus or whatever. There are very few things on the planet that are antiviral and pro. Antimicrobial and pro. And that's what I want to talk to you about. I work with bees. Thank God I work with bees because I've learned that bee venom will seek out dead cells in your body and destroy them. This is colloidal silver. This is colloidal gold. Take it. Antiviral. Okay? What's going around right now? There's some sort of virus. I want you to take care of yourself because a happy body that you have is a happy body I have. All right, my TikTokers. First off, let me say thank you for following. I want to start this video by saying there are things that I think as a whole we need to be consuming. So we have these scares right now, whatever you want to call it, the virus or whatever. There are very few things on the planet that are antiviral and pro. Antimicrobial and pro. And that's what I want to talk to you about. I work with bees. Thank God I work with bees because I've learned that bee venom will seek out dead cells in your body and destroy them. This is colloidal silver. This is colloidal gold. Take it. Antiviral. Okay? What's going around right now? There's some sort of virus. I want you to take care of yourself because a happy body that you have is a happy body I have. All right, my TikTokers. First off, let me say thank you for following. I want to start this video by saying there are things that I think as a whole we need to be consuming. So we have these scares right now, whatever you want to call it,
I forgot to mention the blue guy.
There are very few things on the planet that are antiviral and pro. Antimicrobial
that blue guy,
and pro.
If you do the
and
research,
that's what I want to talk to you about.
Was doing a test.
I work with bees.
The guy that quote unquote turned blue
Thank
from
God I
silver.
work with bees because
Don't believe the
I've
hype,
learned that
people.
bee venom
It's not true.
will seek out dead cells in your body and destroy them. This is colloidal silver.
I'm gonna push this to the
This
wall.
is colloidal gold.
This
Take
is all
it.
drone.
Antiviral. Okay? What's going around
the
right now? There's some
genetics
sort
in
of
this hive
virus.
are very good,
I want
so
you to take care of yourself
looks
because
like
a
they
happy
recently
body that you
swarmed.
have is a happy body I
But
have.
then now they have a new
All right, my
queen, so I'm gonna
TikTokers.
push that drone to the
First off, I want to say
outside.
thank you for following.
Let that hatch out.
I want to start this video by
And,
saying there are things
it's
that
in the process
I
now.
think as a whole.
Sorry,
we
I'm
need to be
turning shit
consuming.
off. You don't need
So
to
we
hear
have
my
these
voice this much,
scares
huh?
right now, whatever you want to call.
I'm gonna save that in the drafts and probably just do another one.
that angle's way better.
Shit. Okay. So this was kind of a long video, but
I think you get the gist of my point. So if you have a molecular system, then wouldn't you want to see the power in living things? So what makes things living? Okay, well, if you have a microbial network, see? Now these bees can drink water anywhere. But what's happening here? See this living grass and these weeds? That means there's microbial action in these rocks. There's minerals in these lava rocks, right? So there's movement constantly in this water as you see it spilling over. So the bees prefer this water. Why do they prefer it? Because it's alive. And you'll see there's other ways for them to get living water. And that's through metals. Precious metals like gold, silver, copper, okay? So you can use those things as your superpower. And that's just what I'm talking about. So you got gold, you got silver, and you got copper. Get it in your life.